Hi, this is Mick Elliott from Electronics Specifier. I am on the Tektronix stand with Lee Morgan, Senior Technical Marketing Manager for oscilloscopes. And we're here to look at the MSO2, recently launched by Tektronix. Lee, first of all, just give us a little bit of background on the MSO2.
Yeah, so Mick, when we launched this back last year, it's been really successful, but we don't just launch a hardware platform and forget about it. We've launched several new features via software updates, and one of the key new features is what's called the pulse pattern generator, and that can be connected to via the front panel, so it's a 4-bit PPG, and it's capable of basically generating your own serial standards, and it's really useful for embedded engineering workflows today.
So that's something specifically for this show, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, I mean, pretty much every single embedded design will have some form of serial data in there, and having the ability to generate that from an oscilloscope is really useful. It cuts down how many pieces of equipment an engineer might have to have on their bench. Coupled with the built-in arbitrary function generator, you've now got some really good capability to stimulate those embedded designs, and then of course you can measure it using the oscilloscope itself.
Okay. This is obviously an oscilloscope. So just talk us, as I say, it's recently launched. Just give us a little bit of what the features were at the original launch, and then what other functions the oscilloscope can undertake. You've mentioned the pulse generator and the arbitrary waveform generator. Is there anything else there?
Yeah, I mean, some of the features are obviously very critical to our customers and engineers throughout the world, but it's the usability that really sets the two series apart. The touch screen is very fluid, the user interface is very simple to learn and use, but also it's the ability to actually mount it on a Visa arm. It takes up very little space on your bench, and even if you don't want to mount a Visa arm on your bench, if you're not using it, you can just slide it away in the drawer. It's very compact, very light, and we've even got the option to use a battery as well. Okay. So we've actually launched the battery pack now. With 2 batteries in it, you can have a full 8 hours worth of testing, and you can even hot swap the batteries, so you can actually, in reality, never be without power to the oscilloscope. And yeah, so the battery pack is now available on the 2 series. Simple case of just bolting it on the back, and you can be away from a power source and do the same testing.
Okay, this is 8 hours.
You can do 8 hours out of 2 batteries, yeah. So hopefully 8 hours is enough for most of our customers to do their testing, but yeah.
And as you say, touch screen, but still some analog switches there as well to keep people my age happy.
Yeah, we also have 3 ways to control it. So you can actually plug a USB mouse in, and if you have hands the size of mine, you don't really want to use the screen too much. But yeah, touch screen, the physical buttons on the side, USB, and you can even remote control it via a built-in VNC server as well. So you've got a whole host of usability options there.
Okay, we're here at Embedded World. You've mentioned the pulse generator. Is there any other features that have been added? And you mentioned software.
In the current release, we've also launched the MSO, which is the digital channels. So via a probe that goes into the side of the unit, you now have the ability to connect up to 16 digital channels, freeing up your 4 analog channels for more sort of analog type measurements.
And what about probes?
So the probing, we have standard BNC connectors, so we haven't brought any new probes out for the 2 series at the moment, other than, like I mentioned, the digital probe, which can be connected, and then the license file updated so you can then activate the option.
Okay, and as you say, it was recently launched last year. What's been the response so far, and are there any outstanding applications that it's been used for?
Yeah, so we've been really, really impressed with the ability to integrate into a lot of education establishments. So we had a great quote from the very first customer who bought one, that they actually said that it now enables them to show the engineers of the future electronics, rather than have to explain how to use the test equipment. Because the 2 series is so intuitive that younger engineers were jumping on board and just really using it from day one. And so we're really pleased with the impact it's had on our education segment.
But not just educational as well. It is for, as you say, embedded engineers and the general engineering community.
Indeed, yeah. It's almost a perfect embedded tool to have on your bench. A lot of the automotive customers, especially the battery pack, and the ability it has to decode several very common automotive serial buses like CAN and LIN, because the 2 series will actually do up to CAN FD, and so it's very capable in terms of those industrial segments as well.
So I guess, as you say, the advantage with a battery pack, really, you can actually walk round somewhere and test rather than have to bring whatever needs to be tested to the bench.
Indeed, and again, due to its space-saving size, if, say, an embedded engineer wouldn't use an oscilloscope every day, they couldn't warrant having one taking up space on their bench. The 2 Series is so light and portable, you can actually move it somewhere where it's not in the way, and again, it doesn't take up any space on your bench.
Okay, and what about availability? Is it...
Yeah, so we've got stock in our channel partners, and the lead time is pretty reasonable for today's day and age. So yeah, there's units available should a customer need to try one out, and obviously buy one as well.
Okay, Lee Morgan from Tektronix, thank you very much.